Hello everyone, Rainier Games here, and we're back with a new Let's Play series where we're gonna be playing the game Stardew Valley. The game is about us living in the city life, and then we start up a farm from our that we inherit from our grandfather. And yeah, it's a RPG countryside game, and yeah, we're gonna be building up a farm, and there's also a variety of other things we can do in the game. So with that said, I think we're just gonna be pressing new game. I haven't really played this game too much, so I'm not an expert, but I know the basics, to say it like that. So this is our character right here, and the first thing we start with is giving him a name. So I'm just gonna be calling him Rainier, as that is my name, or my gamer channel name. And the farm name, what should that be? That is hard. I'm not good with names. Should it be Sun Farm? Well, that's almost too basic, but Sunny Farm. See, there. And favorite thing. Favorite thing. Yeah, good question. Favorite thing to do? Games? Sure, games. And I am... Oh, there's different cats now. Oh. Animal preference. Yeah, I am more a cat person than a dog person, but really I love all animals, but we're selecting a cat in this Let's Play. And let us see, then there's a few things we can change in between here. I think I'm gonna keep with that skin color. When it comes to hairstyles, of course, I do actually have very long hair right now, and kind of like a ponytail. So, but I'm not quite sure if our character should look like me though. Maybe we should go for this one. And shirt-wise, I feel like something like a black shirt, because I don't think you can actually color the shirt, but the pants can be colored. There's a lot of variant of clothes you can choose from. But the question is just, what should we choose? Okay, like we're up to like 63 now. And it keeps on going. Okay, there's so much clothes. Okay, should we go for this one? I'm a little now. I do not really know what I want. Should we have more of a gray? Okay, let's go for that one. Pants, I think we're gonna stick with that one. Our character is gonna be clean shaved and no masks or anything. Actually, I'm a little unhappy with the shirt. So we continue with that. Let's see if we can. Okay, now we're back. In stars, so we have actually gone through everything. Let us see. I felt like I saw one I thought was okay. Okay, let's just go for this one. A little brighter one. There, and we're not gonna skip the intro. We're actually gonna be going quickly through it here, as it's our first Let's Play. It's a little scenery here. Alright, and there we are, and a little sad intro there of our us losing our grandpa, and then 10 years later, when we're working in our office, we finally read his letter, and yeah, head on to sunny farm in Stardew Valley. Alright, and there we are arriving with the bus, and this is then Robin. Hello, you must be Rainier. I'm Robin, the local carpenter. Mayor Lewis sent me here to fetch you and show you the way to your new home. He's there right now, tightening things up for you for your arrival. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be reading through everything, but I'm at least going to be reading the intro here. The farm is right over here if you'll follow me. So we're going to be following Robin, and she's going to be showing us our new house. Oh, okay, not new house. Doesn't look very new, but for us it's new. And then Robin is saying, this is Sunny Farm. And yes, we seem very shocked because it's very overgrown. What's the matter? Sure, it's a bit overgrown, but there is some good soil underneath that mess. With a little dedication, you'll have it clean up in no time. That is true. And then Lewis is gonna come out the door, I think. And here we are, your new home. And there is Lewis. He should be the mayor, I think. Ah, the new farmer. Let's see. Welcome, I'm Lewis, mayor of Palisan Town. Palisan? Probably pronounced that wrong. You know everyone is been asking about you. It's not every day that someone new moves in. It's quite a big deal. Me and reading, sorry guys. So you're moving into your grandfather's old cottage. It's a good house, very rustic. So this is gonna be our new house. Robin, rustic, that's one way to put it. Crusty. Crusty might be a little more apt. How is that even pronounced? Yeah, no, yes. And then rude, and she's laughing a little there. Don't listen to her, Rainier. She's just trying to make you dissatisfied so that you buy one of her house upgrades. Yes, but she's the carpenter, so she can actually improve our house and so on. Anyway, you must be tired from that long journey. You should get some rest. Tomorrow, you out to explore the town a bit and introduce yourself. So that's gonna be our first quest. The townspeople would appreciate that. Yes, and she looks grumpy. Oh yeah, almost forgot. If you have anything to sell, you just place it in the box there. I'll come by during the night to collect it. Well, good luck. So we're gonna be placing stuff in here, and that is stuff we can then be selling. From stuff we find to stuff we produce. Okay, and then we're starting our first day here. It's Monday the 1st. Spring day 1, year 1, I believe. And as you can see, we have our first quest here, which is introductions. And the introduction quest is, it would be a nice gesture to introduce yourself around the town. Some people might be anxious to meet the new farmer. And then we have met 2 out of 28 people already. So it's nothing we need to do in the first day, but it's a good starter to just do some of them. And here we have a package for us from Lewis, I believe. You received 15 parsnip seeds. Here's a little something to get you started, Mayor Lewis. So we got some seeds that we can be planting. And normally what I like to do every time I start a new day is I like to go to the TV, and then normally there's a few channels. The first one is the weather report, and then you can actually check what weather there's going to be for the next day. If it's going to be sunny or stormy or windy. So tomorrow, the next day, is going to be clear and a sunny all day. So it's gonna be sunny all the day. So sometimes it's good to know this on advance, so you can actually plan out the next day. So if it's gonna be rainy, you don't need to water your plants and so on. And there's also a fortune teller that will tell you if you have good or bad luck. The spirits are somewhat annoyed today. Luck will not be on your side. So then sometimes if you have good luck, it's maybe a better day to go mining, for example. But I haven't really tested it out, but I've read it that it could give you a bigger drop chance on certain items. And then sometimes there will also be living off the land, which will give you tips and tricks, as well as cooking channels so and so often that gives you new recipes. I'm not quite sure if there's any other TV programs, but these are at least the ones I am used to. So here are some tips we could do. For example, chop wood and search for wild forage to earn some cash while waiting on your first harvest. Yes, some basics, tips and tricks you can get from that show there. So what we're gonna start with is, I normally always go and turn down the music sounds. So I'm sorry if you guys haven't heard me yet. Maybe it was a little too loud. For me it's not too loud, but maybe the recording went a little loud. So I'm turning down the music. And everything else here can maybe be turned down a little bit, as I want you guys to hear me. And then we're gonna go on, there should be a toolbar. As sometimes the toolbar will actually be moving back and forth, and I like to lock the toolbar there. So we'll be staying down here. And this is our inventory. In the start we only have this first one, and then later on you can unlock more by buying backpacks in the general store. But for now it has to get used to just one line here. So what I normally like to do is I like to have my side as number 1, because this one doesn't use energy, which I'm gonna be explaining in a bit. And then I put my water there. Do I put my water there? Yeah, and then hoe, pickaxe, and then axe. Normally I tweak a little on it what I feel like, but for now that is what we're gonna have. Oh, has this been here before? I can't remember. Okay. Apparently we start with some clothes and we can change all the clothes now. Before I don't think we could actually change these clothes. But it's been a little while since I played the game last time. So that is at least cool. Yes, and I'm quickly just gonna mention too that there's skills in the game. As you can see, there's farming, mining, foraging, fishing, and combat. And doing various tasks in the game will actually gain you XP. And then eventually you will level. Every time you go to bed, it will sum up all the XP. And then you might level. And then so and so often you get to these bigger parts, where you actually get to choose 2 different stats that will help you earn more money and so on. So, but we will get into that whenever we get to those levels. And here we can actually see all the people in the town. And there's question marks there right now because we haven't really met them. But these ones we have met. And then the hearts are like your friendship meter with them. And these that are single, you can actually get married with them and so on in the game. So there's a lot of stuff you can actually do. And here's the map of the entire game. And you can also be crafting. You will be learning a lot of new recipes later on too. But for now, this is what we got. And this is like a collection, like all the different items in the game. So you can see there's a fair amount of different items. We can actually go on the next page here too. So yeah, a lot of items, a lot of stuff we can collect. So that is nice. So what we're going to be starting with then is first I'm going to explain the energy. And you have so and so much energy per day. And doing various actions, like for example, if we go to this tree, select our axe, and then hammer 1 time, you can see we already used 2 energy. So everything is energy based, or almost everything. So chopping down this tree, for example, costs us around 20 energy. And then if we're going to chop up the tree stump too, it costed us another, was 10 energy? So that costed us 30 energy to chop down, for example, 1 tree. Of course, leveling up in energy will make it easier. So you lose less and less energy for every time. The one thing that doesn't use energy is using the scythe on, for example, these plants here. As you can see, my energy is not dropping. So that's a good way you can just harvest a lot of these plant fibers, which are used for various recipes. So you don't use energy for that. So I'm just going to be clearing out a little spot here, so we can be farming a little bit. We're also going to be selecting our pickaxe to be mining some ores, or not ores, but these stones to get rid of those. And our property is actually very, very big, but we're not going to be exploring the property now because it's very overgrown. But you can put in a lot of farms and animals and so on in the property. Okay, and I can't be removing this tree stump, and that is because if we hit it now, you can see your axe isn't strong enough to break this stump. And the game do allow you to improve your tools in the blacksmith, which we're gonna be visiting in not too long. And there we're gonna be able to upgrade our stuff later in the game, where we mine, for example, copper and iron to improve our tools. But that's a little bit later in the game. But first, what I think we should do is we're gonna be planting our seeds. So we have 15, so I'm gonna go 5, and then we're gonna go 3 down, and then we're gonna take this entire area here. And what I'm using is my hoe to clear out the ground here, so we can be planting our seeds. So just place them all on the ground, like so. And then we have the water can. As you can see, the ground now is this color, and then when we water it, you can see it's a little bit more wet. And that is what we need to do every day, is that we need to make sure that the plants are watered, or there might be a chance that they dry out and then they're basically useless. So that is something we need to keep in mind, that always water. But if there is, for example, a rainy day, then we don't need to water our plants. And later on we can also get some water sprinklers and so on, so they can be watering for us. But again, that's later on. What I normally like to do too is just fill up my water can. And as you can see, our energy is already almost halfway. So you do use a lot of energy in the start, but as you level, as I said, you will be gaining more, or using less energy. So normally what I like to do every time I start a brand new save too is always to make a chest. As you can see here, there is a chest, and that one requires 50 wood to make one. So we're going to be chopping down a few trees, as we now have 20 wood. So I would assume we probably need 2 more trees to be chopped down for us to make this chest here. So we're just chopping it down. Voila, that is 1, and we need 1 more then. And depending on where you're standing on the tree, that really depends. Then that makes where the tree is falling. So if I'm standing here, the tree falls that way. So chopping over, for example, lakes and so on, you should always watch out that the tree doesn't fall into the water, because then you lose your resources. Okay, there we go. And now we can make the chest. Then we put it down in our toolbar, and then we can place it down there, and then we have a chest. Normally this is just a random chest in the start, because I do normally like to keep a lot of the items for future expansions. And also there is something later on where you actually need to donate so and so many different items to unlock various things. So I normally like to collect 1 of each item of what is needed on that list though, of course. But that we will be getting into later on when we get there. And now we're going to be heading to the town. But what I always also do is you can find wildflowers and fruits and veggies by just searching around. And that also increases your foraging skill, as well as you get free stuff that you could sell or potentially give as gifts to others. And we already found 3 flowers there, so that's very nice. And there's also food and so on you can consume. As you see, this flower here do actually give us 25 plus in energy and 11 in health. So in a way, if you make good foods and so on, you can actually eat and get your energy up if you have a lot of work you need to do. So we're just going to be introducing ourselves to all the citizens here. I'm not going to be reading off this stuff. So I'm just going to be pressing on them quickly to just get the process of introducing us to everyone. So here we have 2 people. So we're just going to introduce ourselves to Caroline and Jody. And then I can see there's a little staggering sometimes when I'm recording here. So I don't hope it's too annoying. And if we look at this question mark here, this is actually going to show us a calendar. And then you can see when everybody's having their birthdays. And if you give a gift they like on their birthday, your relationship with them is going to increase rapidly. So that is something to keep in mind, that it's maybe good to give them the gifts they like on their birthday. And there's a wiki page you can actually go to figure out what they like and so on. Or else you could just experiment. But there is a chance you might give them something they do not like. And I think it might have some negative effect then, so I'm not quite sure though. So we're going to be heading into the store here. And first, of course, just introducing ourselves to everyone. We're not going to be introducing ourselves to everyone in the town on the first day, but we're trying as many as we can. And then we're going to talk with him, and he sells us stuff. And normally what I like to do is I'd like to at least buy 5 beans. Because compared to the parsnips, they grow in 4 days and then you harvest them and that's it. While the bean, they grow in 10 days, but then you can harvest them so and so often afterwards. There are only spring seeds he's selling right now, so when spring is over, the plants will disappear and you would need to plant the next seeds, which is then summer seeds and then fall seeds and so on. Yes, so I normally buy 5 of the bean, and then I normally buy a few cornflour, and then the rest parsnips. But now we did find some flowers too, so I'm going to be selling those to just buy more parsnips. There. I normally don't place them over each other because then you could accidentally sell. So you should go out of the store and then you can put them together. As I always end up selling them and I lose money. Okay, and let's see, we're just gonna go into his house and just to see if there is anyone we could introduce ourselves to. Doesn't seem like anybody else is home. Okay, so we're just heading on out. There, and you can also just search in garbage, but it's important to not be seen by doing it. Because, yeah, you're searching people's garbage and they do not like that. So make sure to not be seen if you're going to be searching in other people's garbage. So I'm just introducing myself to everyone. And we actually found a maple seed, which can be used to replant trees. Hello there, Elliot. Introducing ourselves to him. Then we're heading down to the beach because so and so often you can actually find different shells and so on that has washed up on the land, and those you can actually sell. I do believe there is some collection quests there too that you can use to donate to that thing I talked about earlier, where you can get process in the in the town and so on. But in the start I normally just like to sell them. Okay, and there we have a flower. I'm not quite sure if I want the maple seed. It's kind of like in the start you need to prioritize what you want and don't want. Or maybe we get rid of the plant fiber. And then we're just gonna pick up that flower. And then we visiting people, or at least trying to visit people, but nobody seems to be home. And I haven't learned where everybody's living, so we're just going into random houses and seeing if somebody's home. Anybody home? You're home. Jody. I'm not quite sure if I have met you. So we're just going to be pressing on people until we have met everyone. I know there's some houses and so on down there, but we're not going there quite yet. Then we'll introduce ourselves to that kid. Here we have a few others. Sam. Have I introduced myself to you? I think so, but hi again. And the time is already ticking downwards. As you can see, the time is 5:20 p.m. And one thing with this game is it's important that the energy doesn't drop under 0, because then you could faint. And it's important to not stay out too long, because then you're gonna faint of exhaustion too, and then that could give you some debuffs for the next day, and as well as gonna cost you some money as somebody steals your money. So that is not good. So it's always important to keep track of time, to always be heading back in a reasonable time, so you're not getting any debuffs or losing your money. So what I normally like to do in the start, I just sell these, because we're going to be selling a lot of, getting a lot of them. And then we're going to be putting up the rest of the stuff we bought. So I'm going to be planting the beans up like so. I kind of like to start my farm close by, and then later on we move it a little bit and make it look nicer and so on. But this is just to get some money flowing. So we need to make a few farmable items. So there, we'll water the beans there, and then we're gonna be adding some parsnips. So I'm just gonna be making this out like so, and then we're gonna be planting the parsnips. And then let's see how we want this. We could have parsnips, and then the cornflower there, or whatever it was called there, and then parsnips and parsnips. And then we're just watering all of them. Bloop, bloop, and bloop. There, and then I normally just like to refill the water can. So our energy is now at 28, and it's always important to just use all your energy, because that will, you should always use your energy, to say it like that. What I'm just searching for now is there's a small chance of getting mixed or wild seeds by hitting these plants here. And those seeds you could then plant to get a random plant of the season you are in. So I am just hoping that I will find one. There's a random chance of finding the seeds though. And it's starting to get dark. But it doesn't seem like luck is on our side. I'm not quite sure if that fortune teller thing affects the seeds, as it's not really a very good item, but doesn't seem like we're in luck. No. So what we're going to be doing instead, we're going to use some of our energy just to clear out some rocks. Just to have it cleared out. And sometimes there's a small chance of finding ore or coal in this case. And I'm just going to be cutting away this. You shouldn't actually be cutting away too much of this, because it could actually be turned into hay. But in the start here I normally clear it out, but later, further down in the property, you shouldn't be clearing out too much of those tall grass, because they can be turned into hay then. Unless you really need the spot though, but normally you don't need that much spot until you have actually gotten a silo built. I'm just cutting away a few of these, making sure my energy doesn't go too far down. So I'm just going to be putting all of this into the chest, and then we're going to go to bed and finish off the first day. So we're just going to go to sleep, and we're going to press yes. And then it's going to come a summary of everything we put in that box that got sold. And then you can press here to just see what everything was sold for. So the flour here was sold for 30 gold and a clam for 50. And then fishing, apparently this one goes for fishing, and that was 30. And then 5 for that one. Very good. Of course you could go manually and sell it in the store too, but normally you just put everything in the box. Okay, and then we're there for day 2. And again, I always start the day off by checking the weather report. And then it's going to be raining all day tomorrow, so that is good. So then we don't need to water our plants and use the energy on that. We could actually focus it on other things. And the fortune teller, let's see, the spirits are somewhat mild perturbed today. Luck will not be on your side. Okay. I think there's a very random chance, as well as the weather. And here you can see our seeds has started to sprout a little, so that is cool. And we also got a message here. Advertisement. I keep finding cool stuff, but my backpack is full. True. Does this sound like you? Well, Paris got you covered. Stop by Paris General Store today and check out our affordable size 24 backpack. See you soon. That is gonna be very nice to get that backpack, but I already know we cannot afford it. But it's something we definitely need to save up to. And we got another message here too. Hello there. Just got back from a fishing trip. You should come down to the beach sometime. I've got something for ya, Willy. He's the local fisher, and I know he's gonna be giving us a fishing rod, so he's gonna be introducing us to fishing. So we're definitely gonna be giving him a visit. But first, always what I normally do is I always put my energy first into watering all the plants. And that is because if you go around doing other stuff that requires energy, and then you come back home and you need to water, and then you suddenly don't have energy, then you can be losing your plants. So it's always important to just water everything first. And also many of the stores doesn't open before 9 AM. So there's no point of running to the store and just waiting out there. As the game has a lot of time management you need to keep in track, at least in the start. So yeah, there we at least watered all our plants, and yeah, let's just go to Willy then, as he's gonna be giving us that fishing rod. Again, flowers and fruits can be growing every day, as you can see here. There's a leek. Yes, a leek, and that one gives a lot of energy, so it's actually a very good starter food. So you should always check locations when you're passing by anyway, just to see if there's anything. You can either keep it or choose to sell it. Okay, and that is a guy we haven't introduced ourselves to, so hello there. And can we go in here? It's probably closed, yes. And we're gonna go over to this wagon. It could be that they're home. Oh, they're having it closed apparently. But we can talk with this guy, Alex. I'm not quite sure if who we have introduced ourselves to, but doesn't hurt to talk with them 2 times. But we're gonna go down here to the beach and talk to Willy. There's gonna be a small cutscene. Ahoy there, son. Here there was a newcomer in town. Good to finally meet ya. Ah, I'm still trying to unwind from a month out on the salty seas. It was a big haul. I sold a lot of good fish. Finally saved enough to buy me a new rod. Here, I want you to have my old fishing rod. It's important to me that the art of fishing stays alive. And hey, maybe you'll buy something from the shop once in a while. And then he's gonna give us his old fishing rod. You received a bamboo pole. Very cool. So now we got our first fishing pole, and then we can be fishing. There's good water here in the valley, all kinds of fish. Oh yeah, my shop is back open now, so come by if you need supplies. I'll also buy anything you catch. Yes. If it smells, it sells. Haha. That's what my old puppy used to say anyway. Okay, so there we got our fishing rod, and we can go sell our fish to him, or of course we could just put it in the box and we get the same value. And here we have the fishing rod, and then let's try to get some fishes. As you can see there's a bar we hold in, and the further up it is, the better I think the chance of getting fish. I'm not quite sure how that one works. But this one will move eventually, and then we will just press. And that what's important is to keep that green bar on the fish at all times. Oops. And by moving it, we're pressing on our mouse button. And then you see that long bar up there indicates when we're catching the fish. So when it's all the way up, then we catch the fish. And we got our first fish here, which is a sardine. And the length is just 1 inch. And oops, I wasn't supposed to press again, but apparently we're fishing again. Even though it wasn't a very good throw. I still think there is a chance of getting a fish, yes. Let's see what this fish is. But we need to catch it first. Oh no, I apparently dropped my mouse there. Let's stopped pressing. Come on. Stop moving. Of course, it will be easier the higher level you get in fishing. And that is because your skills goes up and then that green bar is gonna be wider. And we got another sardine. So that is cool. And these fishes are also something you need to donate later on to unlock certain things in the town. Or for yourself. And we got a clam, and as you can see, sometimes in the ground you will see these worms. And if you take your hoe and actually hit on the ground, there's a chance of finding various things from treasures to clay to, yeah, various items. So it's always important to, if you see them, try to mine them up. As we can see, there's another one here too. Sometimes I totally miss them, but here, some glass shards. And you found an artifact. The curator of the local museum might want to know about this. So what you can do then is you find certain things and you go donate it to the museum guy, and he eventually will give you rewards and so on for you giving him items. So we're just going to be heading over here, and the museum is right here. What I like to do is always just look into the garbage, because it could be free things. Okay, and there's apparently a cutscene. I'm not going to be reading this one, but you can read it if you want to. You found something. Yes. Remarkable. Got a favor to ask, yes? So I'm not quite sure if I will be reading off people or not. Most likely not, because my reading skills aren't the best, even though it would be a great way to practice on them, but yeah. I'm not quite sure. So there, he just told us that he would love if we donate new things to him and so on. So we just go to him, donate to museum, and then we have these items here, and then we just give it there, and then he has given us information about this one item, for example. And then, because we did get a quest, we're actually getting 250 gold by completing that quest, which is very nice, which we are definitely going to be using on buying more seeds. And up here is the blacksmith I was talking about earlier, where you can improve your tools and so on. But as you can see, they cost 2,000 gold and also require 5 copper bars. So that is something we're not getting yet, but we are going to get it eventually. And then I'm just going to greet him. So we have him in our introduction quest. And I can see a flower that we want. Thank you. Okay, and then we're heading down here over the bridge. A little lagging there, probably from everything loading in, maybe. And we're just gonna go in here too and say hi to the bartender, this guy here. Just good day, and then we're leaving again. There, and then what we're going to be doing is we're going to head into the store. And have we talked with you guys? I think every Tuesday or every so and so often there is a meeting here. So if you're looking for some of the people, you can actually find them here. And this one, Marine, she is actually the one that sells animals. And I'm just pressing on them all. I think this is Robin. Yeah, so her we have met as she's the carpenter. We could go on the journey here and then introductions and see how many we met. We met 20 out of 28 people. So that is good. Then I'm just gonna go over here, talk with him. I'm gonna sell this flower and I'm gonna sell the leek too. And I'm gonna be buying, I think mostly, should I buy potatoes? Maybe I should have a little variety. As I know we should be collecting a variety of items. I think normally it's the 4 first ones. So it's a parsnip, a bean, a cauliflower and a potato is something we need to donate. So it's always nice to have farmed some of it. So I'm gonna be taking 2 of those 2. And then I'm gonna be taking 2 parsnips. There. So we got to buy some more. And let's see, how much does the bag cost? Yeah, 2,000 gold. So can't afford that yet. Okay. And then I think we're just gonna be heading back home. We could of course be doing more exploring too, but I think heading back home to plant our seeds could be a good idea. Yeah, of course I have checked this area, so but sometimes I just automatically go up again, but there's no need to check 2 times in a day, as they only grow after you're sleeping, and then you for the next day. Okay, and then we're gonna be clearing out some more ground here. So I did buy 2 of that one and 2 of that one, so if I just go down here, then we can plant those. Oops. There. Just gonna plant these there, and then the parsnips is gonna be there. And then we're just gonna be watering them first. Water, water, water. And then we could maybe clear out for the potatoes here. And I forgot to, like, if you remember those small things that was on the ground, if they're just pointing up like this, I think there's a bigger chance of getting clay. I think. Or sometimes. That has been me, but I'm not 100% sure now, really. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I was just lucky. Okay, but we're just flying out these, and then we're going to be planting potatoes. There. And watering those. Now every plant has different types of grow paces. So the parsnips, for example, only 4 days. Beans were 10. I can't remember the other ones still, but there's a different range of how fast they take to grow. And in the chest I'm going to be putting these, and I'm going to be putting 1 fish because I know we need to donate 1 fish. And I'm going to be selling the rest. Of course I know the clam is something we need too, but we stumble upon a lot of that later on. But I'm not the greatest at fishing, so that's why I'm just keeping 1 fish, because we are going to be donating it later on to the town hall. And let us see, we have a lot of energy, so we should just be burning that off. And one good way then is to just clear off some trees and clear off some more area. As you can see, there's a lot of tall grass down here too, and that we won't be cutting away, as I do want to make a silo first so we can convert that into hay instead. That's the only way to get hay, is that you need the silo first, and then you chop down this grass, and then you get free hay, which you need for your animals, for the winter time and so on. There, chop that down. Then we're just gonna go over and chop down some more trees. Clearing out some area. Of course you could collect certain things from trees too, so it's important to have some trees, but when you level up you will actually get the ability to get some tree seeds, and then you can plant them more how you want them. So nothing to worry about, because there's tons of trees on this property, because this property is very big. So nothing to really worry about. I'm gonna see, can I chop down 1 more tree with our energy? I'm a little on, I think this one costs 10 to chop away, so I'm not gonna be doing that. But what we could do, because there's still daytime, is we can see if we have more luck finding those mixed seeds. There we actually got one. And as you can see, there's a little bit of everything here. Plant them and see what grows. So it can become anything within the season you're playing. So it could be beans, it could be parsnips, it could just become anything really. So you don't really know what you're getting. So we're gonna see if we can find some more. I found one more there, so now we have 2. And let's see if we can find a few more. Here's a rundown greenhouse. And that is one of the things you can unlock by donating to the mayor town thing. Yes. But that we will come back to later on, as it isn't unlocked quite yet. As there will be a little cutscene there too, showing when it unlocks and so on, but that comes later. So we're just cutting through everything. Come on, give me one more seed, please. We can get one more, come on. Of course, the plant fiber can also be used for certain things. So we're not going to be just selling it, we're going to be keeping it. As we want everything so we can be improving our farm eventually. No, nothing. What about here? Nope. Oh, up here? Nope. Doesn't want to give me any seeds. Okay, there we actually got 1 seed. So that's good. I am satisfied with 3. I'm just a little worried if we can plant them, because we are really lacking of energy. So let's see. We're on 2 now, a 10, 8, a 6, and now we're down at 4. And if we plant them and then water, yeah, we can't water the rest. But it's gonna be raining the next day. But I'm not quite sure if this is gonna affect it. I think we might lose these ones, or have a chance of losing them. But then we just need to gamble on them. So we're going to be putting these stuffs in here. And yeah, in a way I'm going to be putting the fishing rod in there too, because we're not going to be fishing quite yet. So there, and the time is now 9 PM. And I think we're going to be heading in and finishing off day 2. So we're going to be pressing yes to sleep. And as you can see, we'll level up in foraging, which then gives us +1 in axe proficiency. Which means that we are losing less energy, I think, and also maybe chopping it faster, I'm not quite sure. And trees sometimes drop seeds, which is very nice. And then 2 more recipes here, where we can craft wild seeds, spring seeds it seems like. And then we can craft field snack, which is our first food that we learned to craft, which is mixing different seeds into one, and then we can make this candy bar thing, or energy bar. There, and then the summon area again, showing us what we sold, giving us 90 gold, and the sardine was sold for 40 gold, so that's nice. Now we're going to press OK there, and then day 3 is upon us. But yeah, I think we're going to be wrapping up the episode here then, guys, as I don't want the videos to be too long, but we got to squeeze in 2 days in this first episode. And as if you know me, I am not good with wrapping up episodes. So yeah, I'm just gonna be doing a little reminder here, where I want to remind those people that maybe are new to the channel to hit that subscribe button, and also hit that notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. And yeah, if you like this video, please leave a comment down below, and if you disliked it, please let me know that too, because I'm always looking into ways to improve my content and make it more enjoyable for you guys. So if there is anything on your mind, please tell me down in the descriptions down below. And yeah, I think that's it for the first episode. I'm going to be uploading a lot more of these videos, as it's a lot of fun, and I hope you're having fun too watching with me. And yeah, until next time, guys, stay safe and bye.